Hello everyone, it's your sister Roland, and all I need is a few minutes to talk about this controversial situation that is going on in the Winter Olympics, in the 2022 Winter Olympics. So we have a 15-year-old Russian figure skater. Her name is Kamila Valieva, I think. And she tested positive for a banned substance back in December. So back in December, she tested positive, but people are now finding out. And one person who's not here for it is Sha'Carri Richardson. And then you know why Sha'Carri Richardson is not here for it, because remember, she couldn't go to the Olympics because she had tested positive for marijuana after she lost her mother. And a lot of people were saying people need to apologize for Sha'Carri. Look what's happening. Many people had the problem. People had with Sha'Carri Richardson is because of the arrogance and the way she went about it. After she got found out, and then the way she went about it. That's what a lot of people had problems with. But anyway, so this young lady even though she tested positive, she gets to compete. So let's look at what Sha'Carri Richardson say, and then we're gonna get into exactly how this decision was made to let this young lady skate. So Sha'Carri said, "Not one black athlete has been about to compete with a case going on. I don't care what they say. Failed in December, and the world just now know. However, my resulted was posted within a week, and my name and talent was slaughtered to the people. By the way, THC definitely is not a performance enhance. It's all in the skin. Can we get a solid answer on the difference of her situation and mine? My mother died and I can't run, and I was also favored." Oh Jesus, my little thing blocked the way. "The only difference I see is I'm black. Well, I can't even read because that little thing is in the way. But that's what Sha'Carri Richardson had to say, because she was upset. She was livid. How they how she was not unable to compete in the Olympics, but this young lady is able to. Okay, so in this situation, what is going on? She tested positive back in December. The Russians knew. I remember she skates for not actually the country Russia, but it's like a committee. So she represents the ROC. What if you hear them talking about is the Russian Olympic Committee? That's who she represents. So they knew in December that she tested positive. They didn't let nobody know. So when they officially begin testing for the Olympics, the actual people officially get, it's like an independent agency. They officially start testing them in late January. And then she probably passed that, the young lady. But this independent agency that works under the IOC, which is the International Olympic Committee, they also go back and look at other tests way before the Olympics. And that's probably how they got to find out she tested positive in December. So I don't know exactly how it happened, but that's the theory going around. So when they found out, two different committees, two different entities, committees, whatever you may call it, decided on the situation. So the Court of Arbitration for Sport said that they found out really, but they said she could compete because they have a clause. There is like a rule that protects people that are under the age of 16, because remember, she's 15 years old. So that clause says that if the person is a minor, which she is because she's 15, even though if you're 17 you're still a minor, but anyway, that she is not personally responsible if she gets for any banned substances or whatever it may be. She's not personally responsible because she is a minor, because minors just do what adults tell them to do. But if you are older, if you're over 16, or if you are an adult and you know that this person is doing this, you can be banned and you can get in trouble or whatever. So that's what happened to Sha'Carri. Sha'Carri is older, and she tested positive. That's why she was unable to compete. But this young lady, because of that clause, that protected her. And then, because I guess all this people was getting mad and upset, so the IOC, who oversees the Olympics, they said, they came, this is a different entity, not the Court of Arbitration. They came and said, you know what, we don't trust this girl. So the only thing they could do, they can't stop her from competing because the court already ruled that she compete, but they won't have the medal ceremony. You know, the medal ceremony, like if you win, you get the gold or bronze or silver, whatever it may be. They won't have that. They would have to be shipped to the people. That is bad. So all these girls, all these people from Japan and United States and different places who have put in the work for years. Yes, I know some of the countries, they will be having ceremonies, but that's not the same as the Olympic ceremony, because this is like global. The whole world is looking, and they won't even get to have that experience. So it's going to be shipped to them. Now that's wrong. So because, like I said, these girls don't actually represent Russia. So when if this didn't happen, they would have even played their, you know how they played the national anthem. They get to put on their flag. They wouldn't even have to do that because they not actually representing Russia. So Russia don't care. Russia definitely do not care. So under the code, that the rule that actually protects her is the World Anti-Doping Code. So that's what protects this young lady. And what she tested positive for is called trimetazine. It's like a heart disease medication. It helps blood flow, I think. Because, you know, that's what they were saying. The Russian media is saying it doesn't do that thing. It doesn't help any performance. So they don't know why people, you know, tripping out. But it was banned. It's been banned from 2014. So obviously it does something, because if it didn't do anything, why would they ban it? And then why, she's a young lady, why is she, if it's because it's supposed to be a prescribed medicine, why is she taking it? She doesn't have any heart disease, because she's a very, very good skater. And on Tuesday, she actually, because people were, you know, talking about it, if she wins, she actually did give a first place performance. She did very, very well. And her other teammates, let me see, the Anna, I don't know I can't pronounce the last name, so we're gonna go with the first names. So another teammate of hers from Russia placed second, and there was another one, Alexandra, she placed fourth, and Japan, I think her name's Kari, placed third. So, but we don't know exactly. They just gave first place, second place, according to the scores that they got. But we don't know who actually going to get these medals until the summer. So this thing is going to continue. It's not even done yet. And so, and another thing to also look at too, because people was bringing out this theory that the coach for these three young ladies, the three Russian ladies, she's very, it's alleged she's very sketchy, because she has some stuff that she does, and the way she even coaches is very problematic. People find a lot, because a lot of people has stopped working with her because the way she coaches. If you look into, I think her first name is Atiri. Can't pronounce the last name, sorry. Yeah, but the coaches allegedly have a very sketchy past, and she does a lot of problematic stuff also. So that's another thing to look at. So the only people who really could get in trouble is the adults. And then in reality, I know this young lady, when she's performing, people were giving her some, you know, they was just looking at her and mad, but it's not really her. I think she's being used, because, you know, Russia don't care. And I think probably Russia, my opinion, wanted to stick it to everybody. Another way for them to stick it to people, because I think they knew this was gonna go down. And I think this girl is being used, because if you look into Russia's past, that's what they do. They'll do anything to win, and then sometimes they just use these, especially skaters, and then they use them until they can't use them anymore. So this girl is actually being used, and she's 15. So she's gonna, if they give her a bunch of vitamins or whatever, she's just gonna take them. She don't know exactly what she's taking, or she may have known too, but then what can she do? What can she do? She can't do nothing because she's a minor. In reality, what happened to this young lady and Sha'Carri Richardson is not technically the same thing, but I do believe, because look how she tested back in December, and then now it's coming out. It took a while, but when Sha'Carri Richardson tested thing, they immediately put it out there. So yes, definitely. If you look at it, you can say, yeah, if there's some type of racial inequality going on here, but not in the sense of how people are pushing this, is because Sha'Carri. That's why they didn't let her think. It's a totally different set of rules, but how they treated Sha'Carri, how they put out her business out there. Yeah, if you really look at it, if she was of another hue, they probably would have not did it the way that they did it also. And my last point that I wanted to point out, another thing that I think that may have, why all these controversial things been happening in the Olympics, because a lot of people not checking for the Olympics like how people used to. Because I remember when I was younger, when the Olympics would be on, that's all we watched. Until it was done, that's all we watched. But a lot of people not checking for the Olympics like that. So, and it's been said that the viewership has gone down. So let's look at this chart here from Olympic Games on NBC, average primetime viewership. So you have in the purple or blue or whatever color you may want to say, that's the Winter Olympics, and in the gold or yellow, that's the Summer Olympics. So let's look at the summer. The summer, you see, 2000 in Sydney, there was 21,500,000, and then 2004 it was 24 million. You see it's going up, and 2008 you have in Beijing, you have 27. So it's going up for the summer because people are at home more. For the summer is going up. In London it went to 31,000. So for the summer it's been going up. But when you look at the Winter Olympics, you look at the Winter Olympics, you have, which number goes first? Jah help me, Lord. Okay, 2002 would be first. You had 32 million. Then we jumped to 2006. In Turin, you have 20 million. And then when you go to 2010 in Vancouver, we have 24 million. So it went, it went up a little for 2010. And then 2010, okay, 2014, it went down. So you had 21 million. And then in 2018 you had 19 million. So with the summer, you see it was going up, but with the winter, it was going it's been going down. It went up a little in 2010, but then after that it's been going down. So ain't nobody checking for thing up. And as you know, a lot of people, a lot of things, like they have a lot of shows, a lot of stuff that they've been doing lately. Now they want to cause, it has to have some type of drama so they could bring in people. That's what's been going on. We all know this. So you never know. Somebody might have want to say, hey, because there are companies that have paid hundreds of thousands, even to millions of dollars to advertise, to give these athletes stuff, to advertise for them, for commercials and different things. So they have to give the people the money's worth. And if people are not watching, so these people not going to get a return on their investment. So hey, if we've been going down for the Winter Olympics all these years, it has to be something. And maybe that's why they this is all alleged, okay? This is all alleged. Maybe that's why they took so long to bring up this results. So if they had just, maybe they already knew, and then they say, hey, let's still let her play, cause a controversy, cause, so people say, call out race and different things like that. And then now they definitely they will definitely, bring back up their numbers. You never know. You just never know. So that's a theory of mine. So we'll just have to see what goes on. It's still not done. I think they're supposed to have something today. Well, it's a different time in China, so they probably already had it, because being Thursday now in the United States. But we probably won't find out the complete results in the summer. So this is a continuing story. It's not done yet. It's not finished yet. But so this is definitely a story to keep an eye on and see what happens. But in reality, we really cannot, be upset with yes, she was, of course, she was not supposed to compete if she tested positive for a banned substance. But there was already rules, implemented rules beforehand that protected her. So in reality, the rules have to be changed, especially if people are using these rules to their advantage, to screw other people or to win, or to get a upper hand. So the thing is, these rules need to be changed. That's what we need to be upset about. These rules, who made these rules need to be changed, because it's obviously is not fair. It's not showing any fairness. It's giving other people an advantage that they was not supposed to have. And this young lady is not responsible. The adults. She have some sketchy people in her camp. So it's really the adults. She's just doing what they told her to do. That's it. So we'll continue to, watch this story and see how it plays out. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video.